So as the world continues with this Draymond Green and Kenyon Martin gooba gobble hooba hobble that's been going on between these two. As we all know, I guess Kenyon Martin was on a podcast last week. Someone asked, do you think, I think the question might have been, do you think Draymond Green is an enforcer or something like to that effect? Kenyon Martin responded and said, no, he's not on the level of enforcers like Charles Oakley and many others. He plays a fake tough guy, yada, 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 yada. And then Draymond Green responds and gets real personal with Kenyon Martin. Listen, that he underachieved in his career. And, Draymond Green had to bloviate and yap about his career and everything. And then Kenyon Martin responded back with saying there's 200 basketball players better than you and about 50 power forwards that are better than you. And most of the power forwards that he named are better than Draymond Green in that position. And then Paul Pierce gets into this. So, on a podcast called, I forgot the name of the podcast, but I'm going to look it up right quick. No Fouls Given. Paul Pierce basically backed Kenyon Martin on this recent episode of this podcast, claiming that Green's biggest forte, his defense, is a byproduct of the era he plays in. And this is what he had to say. Draymond Green is the greatest defender of this new era of this type of basketball because of the switching. Because he can guard all 5 positions. I don't think he can do that. I don't think you can put Draymond defensively in any other era, I agree, to where he'd be an all-defensive player. When he had to switch on Shaq, Alonzo, Dikembe, and KG. Going to a freaking bunch of... I don't care about Draymond Green's accolades. Pierce recognizes that these honors as proof that Green is the greatest defender of the modern NBA era, which I disagree with. However, he feels the Golden State Warriors' greatness on that side of the floor stems from the style of basketball play in today's game. Had he played 2 decades ago, he wouldn't have been effective. Paul Pierce continues to say that now you can switch on the non-post presence players now. It's easier to defend, the Boston Celtics legend added. But when you have to switch on a dude or to a dude, we're gonna go to this every time down the switch. Every time we're going to the Dream Shack on the switch with him. I don't care what Draymond Green has to say. He was talking about angles and all this other stuff. Oh, let's get this out of here right quick. Draymond Green is not holding Shaq. Draymond Green is not holding Hakeem Olajuwon. He's not holding David Robinson. He's not holding Alonzo Mourning. He's not holding any centers back in the past, going to Kareem or Wilts. He ain't holding those 2. No. What are we doing here? And I don't even think he's the greatest defender in this time. It's not. This is the same era that gave Rudy Gobert 4 Defensive Player of the Years. Everybody forgets about Jrue Holiday. And forget about Jrue Holiday. Forget about way younger PJ Tucker in his prime. Serge Ibaka in his prime. To promote this freaking donkey ass you know what. Now, For this time period of the NBA, fine. Even though I still don't think he's the best even in this era. But certainly, like I said before, in the 2000s and in the 90s, no, he's struggling. He wouldn't make it on the floor. Now, a Paul Pierce said wasn't the most interesting thing that was said. What was said on this podcast, I think it might have been a co-host, what pisses me off so much about today's sport talk. That's what pisses me off the most. So I'm about to share this right quick. Let me get you guys this clip right quick. Oh my goodness gracious. Draymond Green is a better defender than Ben Wallace.
Give me that. But then again, I'm talking about this. Are they in the all-time defenders? To me, yes, they are. But I don't know what number that is.
I think since I basically, like, I would say the last 25 years, I think Draymond Green's one of the 5 best defensive players.
I don't agree with that.
In the NBA.
I don't agree with that.
KG, Duncan, Kawhi, Draymond, Dwight Howard. To me.
Well, Ben Wallace is not in there.
I think Draymond Green's a better defender than Ben Wallace.
Okay.
I do.
I don't know about that.
I mean, there's some other defensive player of the year
Ben
guys.
Wallace dropped. He blocked Shaq.
Yo, he dominated. Yeah, like he
blocked the Shaq. If you block
that's
Shaq,
the Showtime Lakers only lost one game, and Detroit beat them because of Ben Wallace.
I understand that.
Most dominant player of all time.
Draymond Green he's basically quarterbacking Golden State's defense in their best years.
Yeah, I get that.
He's everywhere on the court defensively.
Listen to this.
Always in the right spot.
I think Draymond is the greatest defender of this new era of the type of basketball.
Sure.
Because of
Oh my goodness gracious. Draymond Green is a better defender than Ben Wallace. Sometimes I wonder if I'm crazy. I didn't watch the NBA close enough. Just to keep in mind, it's Paul Pierce, a host, and then the other person in the background is Danny Green talking. And I don't know who saw this podcast, but you can tell when he said that Draymond Green is a better defensive player than Ben Wallace. Danny Green was like, I ain't gonna say nothing, but this guy's an idiot. He had that look on it. He had that look on his face. Now, let's see something right quick. Ben Wallace. We all know Ben Wallace is a NBA champion. 4-time All-Star, 3-time second team, 2-time NBA third team, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Got him twice after the age of 30. 5-time All-Defensive First Team, Defensive Second Team, 2-time Rebounder Leader, Blocks Leader in 2002. Only 3 players in NBA history received an all defensive NBA Defensive Player of the Year award 4 times. Dikembe Mutombo and that bum Rudy Gobert. It's actually the first undrafted player in the modern NBA history to be elected to the Hall of Fame. Two-time rebounding leader, averaging 13 rebounds in 2002, averaging 15.4 in 2003. That's rebounds per game. Two-time NBA rebounding leader in total rebounds in 2001, 1,000. 2003, 1,126. Rebounding leader in 2001, 749 total defensive rebounds. Two-time NBA rebounding leader, 2 offensive rebounds, 2003, 293, 206, 301. Blocks leader, 3.5. NBA blocks leader, total blocks, 278 in 2002, the same year. Holds Detroit Pistons franchise record most blocks of all time, 1,486 between his time in, of course, Detroit. Most seasons in blocks, 278. Highest blocks per average all time, 2.3. Highest blocks per game per season, 3.5 in 2001-2002 season. Ben Wallace made it difficult for Shaq in the NBA Finals. Most times when the two matched up. Ben Wallace is 6'9", right? I think Draymond Green is anywhere from 6'5" to 6'6". It's not happening. It's not happening for Draymond. Ben Wallace can hold the center, power forward, small forward. Shoot, even at times, shooting guard. I seen Draymond Green get cooked by guards. And put Clay on the guards. Draymond Green ain't staying in front of a Kyrie Irving, prime Kyrie Irving. Draymond Green will not last a whole game with a prime Kobe Bryant, with a prime AI. That guy, whoever his name was on that show, don't know what the hell he talking about. They need a new host on that show. Guys, ladies and gentlemen of the court, this ain't never gonna stop. It's gonna get worse. But the funny thing is, it's gonna happen with the upcoming players, and these casuals and media personalities. They gonna start going back to this era and say, "Oh, this era sucks." What these kids doing in this new era is much better than what they doing. That's what's gonna happen. The fact that he even thought about saying Draymond Green is a better defender than Ben Wallace. He must have got paid under the table by Draymond to say that. That's my only explanation for him saying something as stupid as that. It's just his opinion. It's just his opinion. I seen Ben Wallace play with my own eyes. It ain't an opinion. It's just somebody. Anyways, I was about to say something that ain't appropriate. It's not appropriate, but Paul Pierce. I'm glad Paul Pierce knocked that down. I'm glad he knocked that down because Paul Pierce played with both Kenyon Moore and Ben Wallace in the 2000s. He saw up close and personal, especially when these guys play in the East. He saw up close and personal what these guys can do, and it don't compare. I mean, what Draymond Green has done does not compare. all that leader crap. Yeah, he's a leader. Knock out his teammate. Yeah, that's a real leader, all right. Oh, how about what Kenny Martin said? Can you lead your team to NBA Finals? Nah, because every time when Stephen Curry, when Clay and Clay were out with injuries, what did this guy do? Found new ways to get out of the game, to get ejected. He can't lead the Golden State Warriors out of a wet paper bag without Clay. Well, definitely without Clay now. Without Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler. Because it was just a week ago, Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry decided we ain't gonna play, we load manage. And guess what he does? The same thing. And the sad thing about this whole situation, he ain't gonna be in the Hall of Fame. When there's much more deserving players that should be in the Hall of Fame. Media creation at its finest.